Hi there, it's Joanna from joannaschmidt.com. So I'd love to share a sweet story that happened with my new dog, Raz. And it's a story that weaves in kind of the magic and wonder of animal communication and how we can work with it practically in our daily life. So if you follow me at all, you know that I'm a professional animal communicator as my day job. And I also, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, I also just recently adopted 2 9-year-old Rottweiler mixes. I love these girls, Raz and Whiskey. They're new to our home. And like any 9-year-olds, one of them, Raz, she gets a ton of medicine. She has bad knees, she needs eye drops. It's kind of medication time several times a day for this girl. But it's helping her and she's getting a lot stronger. So one of the medicines that Raz needs to take are eye drops. And they're kind of stingy. So when you put them in, she winces and she kind of makes funny faces. And we've nicknamed these healing eye drops in our home the stingy drops, which probably doesn't help much. So Raz is a special girl, and she's deaf is one sweetness about her that we're learning to work with. But both of them, Raz and Whiskey, they came from a home and their person passed away. And they've been in our home and they've been healing and adjusting really well. And they've been grieving, of course. And I was in the kitchen the other day and I was making their dinners up. And I was thinking about how proud I was of her because she's this 9-year-old girl who's lived with the same person her whole life. There's a 9-year-old dog, geriatric dog, to learn to be in a new home and learn to trust. That's a big deal. So in my heart, I was thinking about how proud I was of her, and I realized that I started to actually tell her in my heart, using animal communication, how proud I was of her and how courageous I thought she was in being able to overcome some of the difficulties she's had coming into a new home. And they ate. I started to move to do the stingy drops and the medicines, and I realized that I hadn't been putting animal communication into practice when it came to medicine time. I was doing just about everything that I encourage my clients not to do, which is, kind of puff ourselves up, just try to get it done, telling our animals over and over that it's okay, that it's supposed to help them. I was doing all those same things. And I know, I see it, I know it doesn't work. So I tried something novel. I forget sometimes that I'm an animal communicator in my everyday home life. So I tried putting the practices into work. So I continued that conversation with Raz about how brave she is and how proud I was of her. And we started communicating back and forth about how medicine doesn't always feel good. And with her, I just had dental work done, and it was kind of a big deal. It was kind of painful, but I got through it. And I was telling her that, oh gosh, I'm so proud of myself that I got through it, and I'm so glad that's over. And she made that association of, oh, that dental work is just like the stingy eye drops. I was like, yes. So we sat down with the eye drop medicine after having this conversation, heart to heart. And this girl, instead of wincing, pulling away, and using her iron muscles in her head to clamp down her eyelids, preventing anyone from opening them, this girl opened her eyes and looked up in preparation for the stingy eye drops. And I put the eye drops in, no resistance. We talked about it. I was like, oh yeah, that does sting. Oh, and look, you're getting through it. You're such a brave girl. And she didn't resist. She got the cookies. It went so smoothly. And I gotta tell you, using animal communication in a situation like that, which I know that anyone with older pets, we struggle with. It's not an easy situation to try to get pills in cats and IV fluids in older animals. But animal communication changed that, and I can see it in action with my dog Raz, who I'll put a photo of Raz down in the comments so you can see her. I really believe in this work. I gotta say, if you take away anything from this story, I would love for you to take away that animal communication, it's not a novelty. It's this wonderful, mystical, magical, shamanic yum that we all kind of get our toes wet and we explore. Animal communication is that wonder in action, and it's puts it into practical use to make things like medication time for old dogs go really smoothly. It helps us communicate with reactive dogs who are reacting when they're on walks, when they see something they're afraid of, in ways that supports the work you do with trainers and vets. So that's the story. Thanks for listening. If you are curious about me, you can find me on my website, joannaschmidt.com. And my hope is you walk home into your doors this evening and you see your animals as the wise, sentient beings that they are. Have a great night.